Damn it! I forgot to take the graphic off.
I was doing the same thing you were doing.
Okay,
You got it?
it's fixable.
There we go.
You know, if that's the worst thing that happens tonight, I think
We'll be doing good.
I think yeah. Okay. So hello. Welcome to another edition of Modern Day Thrive. Yeah, I forget my camera's over here.
Yeah.
I am your host, Dean Baker. Next to me is George Weber. How you doing, George?
Good, good, good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. So this is the first post Ian Hurricane Florida Hurricane episode.
Yes, we had last week off unplanned.
Well, you know,
Well, kind of planned, I guess.
It was just a nasty day.
Yes.
You know, it was a nasty day. The hurricane was taking forever to get across the state, and
I lost power that day, actually.
that's the day you lost
Yeah.
last Thursday, right?
I think I got it back by 6, but I didn't know, and I wasn't in the house, so we kind of just
Right.
figured it was
I was
not worth it.
I was one of the few fortunate to not lose their power.
That's yeah.
Or internet,
Wow.
or some people
That's
I
the worst
know they
part.
lost their internet, they lost their and
Once you lose your internet, it's over.
and I'm just watching my yard was like a salad shooter went through it.
Yeah.
I mean, there were more. It really looked like someone came by with a hedge trimmer and just
Deposited it everywhere.
just kind of just ripped through my yard.
Yeah.
And left everything. Everything was like an inch. Leaves and trees and branches and everything was like shredded down. So
Yeah.
it was, like I said, a salad shooter just kind of went in and shredded my yard.
Yeah, before even the brunt of the storm came, I was watching my big palm tree out front, the one that's really tall.
Right.
It was almost all the way clean, all over my yard.
Yeah.
And I was going out and pick when it wasn't crazy. I'd go out and pick it up and bring it up by the house. I was like, man, that just saved me about $60.
The only thing I have not done is gone up on my roof.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's covered in broken branches and
Sure.
salad shreddings and all that stuff. But since I'm looking at my ladder here in the studio,
Now you
since
know
we've
why.
been, now I know why I have not been up on my roof at my house because my ladder is here. So, yeah. So, anyway, so we'll talk a little bit more about Ian in a moment. But I want to, people didn't come here for a weather report, But it is
Most of them lived
noteworthy
it.
because, yeah. So Modern Day Thrive is about small business. It's about large business. It's about side hustle. It's about working for yourself. It's about making your money work for you. It's about stop the bleeding out of your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
It's about all the money the banks are bilking out of you, your loans, your interest payments, your credit cards, everything. It's about all of that, how to get away from all that debt. It's about, it's an unending thing. It's about your wallet. It's about the money that's left over, if there's any. If
If
you're
any.
fortunate enough to have any money at the end of the week left over in your wallet. And this is why we do this. We've done over 100 episodes now, and I'm when we go back 100 episodes, we had no idea what we were doing. We were in survival mode.
Yeah,
We were in,
absolutely.
you were selling plasma.
I actually went yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, okay. You're
been a
still
while.
selling plasma.
I wanted to try it again. I said,
They're cloning you right now.
yeah, whatever.
They're cloning
That's
you.
their on them, not me.
So, you were selling. What the hell is on my shirt? I have a tag.
Well, they were offering me $650 for a month.
I've been walking around with a tag on my shirt.
I didn't even see it either.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not the best companion there. Sorry.
So, and you got me to do, you got me to try plasma. And, for all intents and purposes, it's fine if you need to make some money.
Yeah.
Well,
it's really an easy,
making $500-600 a month.
technically an easy way, but
$500-600 a month. And first of all, the plasma, you can't drive anywhere in a metro area and drive by 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these plasma
oh, they're
centers,
everywhere.
because it's a business for them as
Yeah.
well. They harvest your plasma,
I want to know what they're getting.
and
for
then
it.
they sell it to obviously to hospitals
Yeah.
and ERs and stuff like that, and probably also research facilities.
I'm
as
sure
well,
they have a distribution set up and ready to go.
And I'm guessing whatever they offer, whatever they give it to you,
Mhm.
whatever they buy your plasma,
Oh, it's got to be marked up double.
I'm sure they
more.
mark it up crazy, and you know what? But it's kind of like where we started. We're looking at things. I was looking at things like we're talking about cutting the cable.
Yeah.
Cutting the cable.
Actually,
get
remind
away
me
from-
about that. I looked into that again.
Yeah.
There's a couple options I can go, but I actually called them because I wanted to make sure I didn't have any locks on my account or any contracts or anything.
Right.
So basically, if I go to streaming only using Roku's, he said I do not need a box. Which, if I go to the AT&T store, they're trying to sell me a box that I have to pay monthly for. He says I don't need it.
Okay.
The DVR is online. It would cut $100 off of my cable bill. So as soon as I get my Roku's for all my TVs, I'm cutting it. Well, the only reason I'm doing it that way is because I live in a complex environment where nobody's technological. If I change anything,
Right.
I'll be tech support 24/7 just for them to turn the TV on.
My advice.
Trying to avoid that.
My advice for the Roku's: don't buy the cheap $20 Roku.
No, I bought it's
Yeah.
like the mid-range,
Yeah,
the
buy a
$50
mid-range.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have built-in memory
Yeah.
that they work with,
Mm-hmm.
and of course,
I have one problem with it. The HDMI cable that it came with
yeah,
likes to freak out. And when I go to certain TV stations, it goes, we detected a problem with your HDMI channel. I got to unplug it and plug it back in and it works. And I have to do it all the time. So I got to maybe get some better cables. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
They come with the
ask
damn
me,
thing,
I
though.
probably have 100 cables floating around the studio.
So, yeah, that may be my only, my other option is to go to internet only.
Yeah,
And then maybe, because my boss actually has this, and it fixes the second problem I have, which is no football. I have no football. My wife loves football. So
Amazon
YouTube
is
has
now doing sports.
it. Does it?
Oh, yeah, I just
Full
watched
coverage?
I watched full coverage.
Amazon's expensive, though.
I watched full coverage. It was the Yankees baseball, Yankees Orioles.
Okay.
Orioles won, Yankees lost by 1. It
I
was
actually have baseball
like 2
covered.
to 1 or something like that.
But not
And
football.
and there was football listings too.
Really?
So you should try Amazon.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. No, when commercial breaks come up,
Uh-huh.
it goes to a blank screen like
Oh.
we'll be back in a local advertisement. It's just a graphic that pops up local.
So I got to check that out, because actually I have Amazon from my son's account logged into my Roku. I
Yeah.
didn't know they had football, or I would have gone and looked.
Yeah.
I wonder what the coverage is, but
No, I mean it's network. It's network television. It looks like network TV. I mean it's
so it picks up different.
it's announcers. It's everything.
I'll have to try
And,
that. Yeah.
I was watching. I haven't watched a baseball game forever, and I
Mhm.
happened to watch pretty big game, even though I don't know, there's a record setting. It didn't happen the night I watched.
Yeah, yeah.
The guy was supposed to hit 62 home runs. Which
Oh,
he's
yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
be,
Judge, I think.
yeah. So, my sports,
Yeah, I don't.
I'm really showing my ass here, But again, it didn't happen that night. In fact, the Yankees lost. But yeah, I'm like, I'm watching baseball. I haven't
Someone
watched
offered him
baseball
$2 million
forever.
for it, and he turned him down. The guy that caught it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
No
I could be
kidding.
wrong. That's secondhand information. Don't take me on that one.
No,
I thought he was offered $2 million for it, and he turned it down.
Entirely possible.
Yeah, well, everyone says you never take your first offer, because if someone did $2 million, someone else is going to do more. Heck, Judge can afford it.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he'll do one
how
commercial.
do you know it? Once that ball
Yeah.
leaves,
Well, I thought when
view.
they have people from the stadium that authenticate that ball, I believe. Like as soon as that ball hits, there's people
Yeah.
coming up
yeah,
to authenticate the ball.
they don't. One thing I noticed
They don't
about
take it from
watching
you, though.
baseball is even if the ball hits the dirt,
Mhm.
they take
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
Take it out of rotation.
Yeah, yeah. I see it.
If
The catchers
if
doing it all the
ball
time.
hits the
Yeah.
dirt, they just kind of nope,
Yeah.
gone. Bad ball.
Oh, they must have hundreds of balls in that game.
Well, I think they just chuck them into the stands, let the kids,
Well, they have a ball person over on the sides, and they toss them to them. Maybe they toss them up.
I think some of the players probably just kind of go out somewhere
Sometimes,
during, maybe before or even after a game, and they just kind of, just toss balls to the.
Yeah, I saw the last season game the other day from Pittsburgh, because my wife's from Pittsburgh, so she
Right.
watches all theirs. And after the game was over, one of the players walked up to a kid and gave him a bat and a glove.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, he was like right on the corner, and I don't know if he knew him or what, but that's kind of cool,
All right, all right, look at this. All right, so let me go ahead and do a share.
Okay.
Let me do a share, and we're just gonna have some fun with this.
Appreciate
Share.
visitors here. Anyone want to chime
Oh.
in, please?
Yeah, come on,
Add some
guys.
comments. Say hello.
You're out there. You're listening. We don't know who you are. I'm not looking at you yet, but
I couldn't
share
pull it up.
screen. All right, here we go. I'm gonna share my Amazon Prime. All right, so here we go. We have Colts versus Broncos, Thursday night football. That's why no one's watching us.
Yeah.
Is everyone's? Hang on, let me go back one because.
So wait, is there a sports section? How'd you find it?
All right, so
Or
so
it's an
basically,
ad,
you're
so-
watching Colts versus Broncos right now. As I scrolled down, I noticed I was just looking for something to watch. In
Mhm.
fact, you kind of seen some of the things I've been watching. As you get lower, will be a sports section and I'll go, really, when did we start doing live sporting events?
I'll have to check that out.
And
A lot of times it's contract based. So in other words, because the NFL Sunday ticket.
oh, here we go. Look
I-
at this. Look at this. Live and upcoming events.
Okay.
So that's soccer.
Got to be like a sport because there's a category thing at the top. There's got to be a
Well,
way to go to
I can
sports.
go live and see more. See more. So,
NFL. There you go.
MLB, NFL, WNBA, CBS Sports,
Where's hockey?
hockey.
not there.
I don't know. You know, maybe they're on their way. This is all fairly new, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like I said, you're not going to get to see all the commercials.
Well, typically they have to buy like contracts to be able to
Yeah.
see that. Appreciate the like there.
Oh, we got liked.
Oh, guess who? It's your brother.
Oh, he's still awake.
He at least hit a like.
Yeah.
Sorry, we switched to a later hour on you, but it kind of seems to work out a little better.
Yeah, we're getting more views, and yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that was just something you said they don't have football. Well,
I'll have to try that.
and
see, 'cause,
only on Prime. So
Okay.
how do you? I mean, first of all, Prime's got tons of content.
I think you do.
On top of that, the shopping on Prime
Yeah.
is just I'm
Yeah.
ordering stuff for the studio constantly, and the stuff shows up in a day.
He said he's still awake.
Well, thank you for joining us, my brother. Uh, yeah, so you can watch. Who knows what they're going to be adding next week.
Well, you would expect more and more to be adding more services because everyone's going to be streaming. I think all these services that are not streaming services are going to go away.
Oh,
at some
yeah.
point. They have to,
Oh yeah.
and there's going to be fierce competition between all of them.
So
And hopefully the pricing will change too, because if where that competition comes in, either they have so many more services for the same price, or they're going to have a price war.
Amazon's cheaper than Netflix. Amazon's cheaper than HBO. Amazon's cheaper. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, I always have the problem that they bill you at the end of the year. That big
but-
boom. It's like
but
$9 a month or something. It's
Yeah,
not
but
bad.
That's only
That's cheap.
$120 a year.
I know. I just have a problem with that big number hitting me all at once.
You got to get over that because the thing about it is the shipping, the Prime
See, I don't buy
shipping.
stuff.
You will.
I don't.
You
Though.
will.
I don't, if I do, I ask you.
You will. You're about to do something big.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
Start a new business, whatever.
Yeah, you're
You're
right.
gonna need Amazon.
Probably will.
Prime.
Yeah, at that point I may.
You will.
But my son has it. I'll use his.
You should be able to use his anyway. So he pays $120 a year.
I'm guessing because he's got me logged in on my thing and on his Amazon. So
You should be able to.
he gets stuff.
You
here and there.
should be able to family. It should be a family thing. You should be
Oh,
able to
that's right.
use it.
That's
It's a
right.
family thing. You
I'll
should
have to. He has to go in and invite me. I think.
whatever. Just
Yeah.
add you to his account.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be. Everybody should be on there.
And Grace not paying me rent. I'm gonna make him do it.
Ain't great. Hear that? Your days are numbered. You better get out there and sweep the driveway.
Maria.
Yeah, get on Prime.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
family.
hey Maria.
Well, I knew that. I think Google or like YouTube. I think you can do that. I wasn't aware you can
YouTube.
do that. Yeah, because YouTube TV. My buddy does that with his and his parents.
Yeah. Well,
And gets them on the same plan. you know.
Netflix, you pay for a certain amount of users
Mm-hmm.
on your account. I'm sure,
Yeah.
I'm surpassed that, but yeah, really.
Static.
No, but man, there's so much on Amazon that on.
I enjoyed the content on
Amazon
Amazon.
and
They have
Prime
some
and all
really
that.
good series on Amazon.
Yeah, you should have it on your devices, everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
what?
It's his logins.
Log in. So So, I think it's great. And now, yes, they got sports, and
Okay.
again, you're not bombarded with commercials.
Had I known that, I could have been watching. So I'll surprise her this weekend. And
I'm not sure you could pause live. Of course, you're watching.
well, if it's streaming, you
can
go back
pause it.
into it. Normally, there's like a buffer, and then
Yeah.
there's a live button normally.
I don't know if it'll let you pause. So like you need a moment and jump through. I don't know. I didn't try that. I was just like I haven't.
I'll
watched-
find out because
I
my
watched
wife
a
can't sit
baseball
between
game.
a commercial. She has to start switching to other
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So we'll find out.
So, so yes, Amazon does have things like that.
Oh yeah, Kindle services. I forgot about that.
Free shipping. God, you gotta love the free shipping.
I mean, you definitely can't get something quicker.
yeah.
I mean,
Right.
it's rare that you get something that
I-
it takes more than
I-
4 days.
We're talking about the HIDA cables,
Uh-huh.
the whatever. What'd you call them?
Panduit.
Panduits. Because I'm going to be doing HIDA cables, and I'm looking through, and some were going ship Saturday.
Yeah.
Ship Saturday. Ship today.
Mm-hmm.
Arrives between 2 and 6. I came close to just kind of, but I knew I wasn't probably gonna be home
Yeah.
between 2 and 6. So I'm like, well, it's good to know that it's there and I
Yeah.
can get it. And
I've had my boss order stuff before, or an old boss of mine. He said he got it the same day.
if you're worried about it sitting on your front porch, have it shipped to a locker that you drive by. 24-hour a day. If there's a 7-Eleven or somewhere there's an Amazon locker, you're right near UCF, so
Yeah.
you could go to UCF is where their big distribution facility is. With me,
Actually, I've been there. I've been
yeah.
to that one. It was
Yeah.
that was kind of cool.
yeah. Just don't go there on like a Saturday when UCF has a football game,
Yeah.
because you don't want to go anywhere near
No.
UCF on a football Saturday. I made that mistake one time. I was like, "Get me the hell out of here!" The Zamboni's driving
Yeah,
by.
right.
I
Multi-trip
don't know if
today.
anyone can hear that out there in the world, but that's I'm in the new studio.
In construction still.
Yeah, we're still
getting
building
there.
out, but you know what? That's what a studio is.
Sure.
In my opinion, it's not like
It's up,
something that's
down,
going to
this,
be
that, and the other.
finished.
Sure.
Every day something different happens, and
Based on need.
I put up a couple of lights today, which is making our set a little cleaner, a little better looking, and so the studio's kind of coming along. We're working on a secondary
Mm-hmm.
podcasting room, which is going to be a
in
little bit
progress?
more. Yeah, it's getting close,
Sure.
getting close, and
Got the tables in.
that's
got the TV.
it's been a big thing.
I actually like that
so.
setup in there. I like that.
We might try it out.
Sure.
We'll just try it out one week.
Once
when,
we get it ready, or
yeah,
a little more prime time.
yeah. So,
Absolutely.
but I like this. Eventually, we're going to have the front
windows?
glass.
Yeah.
We're going to have a window to look out over the mall. Yes, we're at the West Oaks Mall in Ocoee, Florida, which is just 5 minutes west of Orlando.
Yeah.
What the hell is... I guess we're going to hear things like that when
Yeah,
the
right.
Zamboni drives by and cleaning the floors.
Can you hear that, Maria?
What?
Sounds like
Ask
that
him.
little beeping backup noise.
There's a
Sound like some-
beeping noise. It's none of us.
we can hear it, but
So, yeah. Like she was saying, the shipping alone,
yeah.
order 4 packages a month.
I really
Order one package a month and it pays for the shipping.
I rarely buy stuff, and
You
that's only
know?
because I'm a cheap bastard.
You're going to get over that fast if you're going to
I am, but
anyway.
because I'm spending more, I'll be spending more time at home, so I'll come up with something. Yeah, 5 people, and that's awesome.
I know. Well, that's what it's showing us. I think there's more out there. So
Possibly.
I want to thank you, and definitely like, follow, share if you can, and throw a question in here and there. Challenge us. We're going to talk a little more about the hurricane. It's like
So
searching.
wait a minute. Where's Maria? Isn't she down in that area?
Maria's in Clearwater. Yes.
Was that in the path or down or up or below?
She lost power.
Okay, gotcha.
You want to update us on your status there, Maria? Did you lose power? How long did you lose power? When did your power come back?
Hopefully no other damage.
Inquiring minds want to know this. So I was talking to her all the way through the hurricane, and when she'd answer the phone,
Mhm.
and windy, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
She's kind of up a hill, so I don't think she was anywhere near
No flood.
flood trouble.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Naja lost power for 3 days.
Ooh.
That sucks. But it,
Wow.
like,
it was about 5
like-
hours. I don't
like-
know why.
and Maria says 24 hours without power. Wow, that's
That's not bad though.
That's pretty. Yeah.
Considering how many people were out of power for a day, that's not bad.
What time of day were you back on? So is it
Yeah.
Lots of tree branches.
yeah.
Yeah.
My trees got trimmed. Saved me
Yeah.
some money.
we all it did. Ugh.
They haven't picked it all up yet, but
Sure
I'm
what
sure they
that
haven't
means.
done that anywhere.
So I still haven't been able to find. I did a search before the thing to get some sort of update on, damage cost. Of course,
Oh, yeah,
they
sure.
say big numbers like billions. It's going to cost Florida or
Sure.
the government billions of dollars, and yeah, it probably will.
Yeah. All the services that are provided,
just,
sure.
In Orlando, this is like I guess a pretty big hub when it comes to
It's a good idea, Maria.
to have a mini generator and a solar panel.
So
Nice.
so what I found, and I think this is, of course, buying a solar panel possibly the way I'm curious to see what you got, but because I have the solar panels, we were
Right.
talking about this the other day.
Right.
The way they get you is, technically, I still get my power from Duke. But
Okay.
but there's a
let's
surplus.
back the
Yeah.
story up. So your power went out,
Yep.
but yet
And I have panels
and
everywhere.
You have solar panels on your roof. Your power goes out, but yet
No power.
when the power goes out, you don't get power during the daytime.
Yeah.
And I'm in my head, I'm going, wait a minute, how does that work? Because
Yeah.
it basically the solar panels are attached to your house, but not your power. The solar panel
They're
is
wired into the
probably-
panels.
Yeah.
So, and I believe what happens is that gets fed into the grid,
Yep.
and at the end of the month, if there's a surplus, there's a credit. But I still get power like everyone else. I'm just supplying power at the same time
Yeah.
to get a surplus.
You got a big backyard. We need to
I
put
do.
your
I
own
know I should.
solar panels back there so that you can have
And
power when
batteries.
everyone
Yeah.
else is sucking air. You definitely need that. So, Maria, I'm curious if you went and got your solar panel at the only place you can really buy solar panels is like Harbor Freight or
She got
Northern
hers on
Fleet.
Amazon.
Oh, right.
They probably delivered in the storm.
So let me back up here. Naja had yes. Oh, my brother Donnie says there's hills in Florida. I'm guessing there's
certain
a question mark
sections.
here.
They were
Hills,
probably built up.
hills in Massachusetts are very different than hills in Florida.
Oh, well,
let's
sure.
just say the biggest hills in Florida are basically what we call garbage dumps.
Yeah, actually, they are.
Yeah,
They're the prettiest too.
They're some of the prettiest garbage dumps that
Yeah.
you could ever see. They're all over. So Florida has many hills.
Yeah.
But yes, there are,
They're methane
hills
fuel.
like, this sucks to ride a bicycle up, but
Well, doesn't Mount Dora or am I thinking Mount Dora?
Mount Dora is named after.
I went somewhere
know,
that
it's-
had
it's-
some hills, and I'm going, where am I?
There are hills in Florida.
Yeah.
Preferably if you're near a hill or on a hill.
Hmm.
I'm technically on a hill because it's probably an old garbage dump. I have no idea.
Yeah, you're right. Because when I drive in, I do go down a pretty big gully.
There is a
Yeah.
little rolling hill kind
Yeah.
of thing there. So yes, there are hills in Florida. So Maria lost her power at 1 p.m. So she probably got it back at 1 p.m. That must have been so half that time you were probably sleeping if you
Yeah.
could sleep.
Yeah.
But one thing
With
I
no
noticed
air.
about but one thing I noticed was that hurricane dragged all the humidity out of the air.
Yeah. That's why it didn't
Okay.
rain for like
And
2 weeks.
It still hasn't
Yeah,
rained.
no, it hadn't, you're right.
In a week. But it dragged all the humidity away, and it dropped the temperature. It forced I'm going to do my weather reporting here. Let me go to the map. And no, but that's what they said. It dragged out and it forced a downward trend
Yeah.
of colder air, and it was in the 60s. We're waking up in the morning in
It's
the
been nippy in the
60s, so-
morning on the bike.
So, yeah.
I broke out my gloves.
What's great about that was that normally we get hurricanes in the summertime and there is no escaping. So you're either wet, you're sweaty, you're hot.
Yeah.
Pick all three of those things because you're wet, sweaty, and hot.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
miserable. Let's
Yeah.
add miserable to any July, August hurricane, and that's usually
I
when we
remember
get
past
them.
hurricanes, where after the hurricane came through, it was
Ooh.
just muggy, and if you didn't have power then,
yeah.
oh, it was horrible.
Yeah. So, but this was kind of being that it was, but see, in the summertime in July, there's no cool air coming from anywhere.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have taken it from Georgia
Yeah.
because it's just as hot up in Georgia
Yeah.
or north of that. So what was
Came from
great
Canada.
because we're we're in October, having that. Well, that was actually end of September, but the northern states cooled down, dragged the cool air
Yeah.
down, and
That's
you can
been nice.
actually survive. Yeah. So let's just see if we're reacting to everybody. Everyone's talking tonight. I love this.
Wasn't sleeping. Yeah, I bet.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's
That's usually what makes the hurricane, believe it or not, as big and crazy as they are, they can be shifted by temperature,
yeah.
So good, bad, or indifferent.
Nausea, you might want to look at a couple things. You said you're going to need to call FEMA. Sure, absolutely call FEMA. But you know what? look at the SBA. I'm hearing a lot of reports that SBA is opening up their
Funds.
clutches, their funds, getting new funds for small businesses. And I know you run a small business. The hot dog, the Heavenly Hot Dogs, the New York City hot dog cart.
Definitely claim you've been out of work.
And if you took a hit, so call, and it's a loan, but it's like
It's like dirt
it's
cheap.
like 1% interest
Yeah,
loan,
probably due in a year or so.
and it's crazy the payment restructure plan is, and they might even forgive it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So go to SBA.gov. I did this early in the pandemic, the first year of the pandemic. I did this, got a nice incredibly low interest, business loan, and they're doing this for people that not just have business, but they're doing this for people that need a boost. They call it a loan, but man, it's more of a gift.
Yeah.
So look at SBA.gov. There is a section that you can, and I believe they have released some funds for, I think, hang on, let me go ahead and do this share thing again.
Yeah, you'd be
Boom.
surprised what resources open up when things
So
like this happen.
is SBA.gov, SBA disaster assistance for homeowners, renters, nonprofits, businesses of all sizes affected by Hurricane Ian. So areas eligible for SBA disaster loans. This is what you're looking for here, and apply. It you know what?
Oh, that's a good read Maria's comment when you get done.
Okay, I will. So again, when we're doing the before this, there was a pandemic disaster plan.
Correct. Yeah.
And that's when I got in and I applied.
You
And
had to
then
apply twice,
and
right?
then, well, yeah.
First
The
time
funny
you're like,
thing
"No."
is I did it, and then a month later, it was Jade. Jade says, "Oh, you should do this." Well, I totally forgot I did it, so I applied a second time. And then after I applied the second time, about 3 days later, I think, within a week, I get a call from SBA. And they just wanted me to cross a T, dot an I kind of thing, and said,
Where do you want to send it?
You'll have your money on like Monday, first part of next week. And it was Thursday.
Wow.
I remember this. And I go, okay. You don't expect this phone call.
Yeah.
Expect
an email
the
chain
SBA
or whatever.
calls me and said, "Oh yeah, I just want to make sure this paperwork went through. I see 2 applications. I think he even said that to me." And then he goes, "Yeah, we'll send this out to you. Well, you should have this first part of next week." And it was like, boom.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, my bank account that Monday, I look out and I go, "Wow, damn.
Yeah.
It is Christmas came early
Christmas
in July."
in July.
Yeah. So, so apply, and even if you might get rejected, apply again, because here's the thing: they're constantly changing the parameters of what who they'll give money to.
Sure.
So this week you might not fit. But next week you might, because they're loosening up
we'll
the
get
belt
extra
a little
money.
bit. Maybe that's it. Let's. Here's tier 1.
Yeah.
Real disaster people. Real like heaven and earth fell out from under them. And then the next week would go, we've got some of that tier 1 money. We're going to move that to tier 2. And so if you don't get response, keep at it. And you will love it when, All right. So Amazon. Yeah, Maria likes Amazon. Apopka has hills. Yes, Apopka has hills. I'm quite near the hills in Apopka. Some in Mount Dora. Mouth Dora? Okay, typo. They don't do spell checks there. I'm trying to catch up here because everyone's chatting like crazy here. Wasn't sleeping. Still lots of scary sounding wind. Yeah, the wind was. It was really windy around mine, and every once in a while a branch would fall and hit the roof, which is really why I need to get up on my roof. So the ladder is probably going to come home with me. And what is this? I'm just trying to get there. The thing that drove the hurricane east was a cold front. Yes. Okay, Maria was she was a weather girl in another life.
Yeah.
A cold front, that's what that is. The Blue Tarp program through the Army Corps of Engineers will tarp your roof for free.
That's kind of cool.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I
Good
wonder-
information for our listeners.
So, yes, I don't have any roof leaks. Had a little leak here at the studio. It might have dripped.
Oh, from the
know,
storm?
Yeah, might
Same.
have rearranged some whatever.
Whatever they fixed last time.
Yeah, but I lost a tile is what
Gotcha.
it was, but not really a mess that didn't take.
But
more
you
than
know that
5
kind of
minutes.
rain, yeah, it may not happen in a normal circumstance.
I didn't know there was a blue tarp. Is that like the Blue Angels? You know, they fly over with in their
During the day.
in their jet airplanes. The Blue Tarp program. 35 million in the Florida disaster fund that the governor's wife started. Okay.
So did you get that?
We thought we were paying him too much money. The governor's got 35 million and his wife is doling it out. Nice. Naja's roof has leaks.
Yeah, so maybe look that up, Naja. The Blue Tarp program.
Blue Tarp program. I could probably try and see if I can see something here. Let me see if I can do Blue Tarp.
I mean, luckily it hasn't rained, but obviously, if
There
that
it
much
is.
water has
Okay.
punched holes in the roof, the next rain it probably will leak.
Hold on. I'm going right to the website here. And, okay. So, current operation Blue Roof Posture. Lee, Sarasota, DeSoto, Charlotte, Collier. So, Operation Blue Roof, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Nice.
Looks like there's a phone number there too, 888 Roof Blue, BLU.
So, this is, I didn't know about this.
I didn't either.
I wonder if this was established after like the 2004 hurricanes when we
Yeah,
saw
right.
tarps on roofs for like a year.
It's probably been around for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, check that out, Najee. Let us know. Be
Um,
interested in to see what they say.
Definitely hit SBA.gov and see if you can get that started. That'd take you 5 minutes. It was such an easy application process that you won't even realize it. It's nowhere near like getting a real loan.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, give me your name. Okay, we'll put you in the queue,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It was really easy. It took less than 5 minutes to fill out the app. So, and then if you got a roof leak, definitely, this looks like something.
Check 'em out. And they got a phone number, so you
do
can
I
call somebody and
qualify
probably get
for
a
Operation Blue Roof.
you can probably get a quick answer by calling, or be on hold for 10 days. And one of the two.
I do not know. Phone's going off crazy here.
It's mine.
So 888 Roof Blue. Thanks, Maria, for posting that. You're awesome. Naja, I hope you're. Well, at least it's not raining.
Yeah, that's the thing.
At least it's not raining. So.
But the problem is a storm like
It's
that
already
could,
happened,
Could
yeah.
lift up a tile, and
Yeah.
now there's airway there or something. So the next storm it probably could, but you never know.
Probably anything that still might be moist.
Mhm.
You might, especially if you have drywall that's moist. You got to pick up that stuff at Home Depot. It's
Dampered?
damp rid.
That
Yeah,
stuff's crazy.
Isn't that amazing?
It
it's
is.
powder that you put in
It'll turn into a brick.
in a bucket, like a quart-sized bucket.
It'll
It's
suck all the
powder,
moisture out of the air.
and then you put it anywhere near where something is wet,
Yeah.
and it will suck that out, and it leaves. It's not water. It's like an oily residue. It's
Mhm.
really gross.
It turns really hard too. Like I think it rocks up. Or
Does
maybe,
it? I've
maybe
never
if you
kept
leave
it
long
that-
enough.
Yeah, if you leave it long enough. So
Never
that
mind.
damp rid will definitely suck the moisture out of your house if you have it, and you should get that stuff, and it works amazing. Damp rid.
We've got all
is the
kinds of good stuff tonight.
Oh my God, Florida
FloridaDisaster.org has a lot of resources.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there has to be a website called Florida Disaster.
Yeah, right.
It's like, yeah, we're all used to that. But, yeah. So this is just trying to recover. Some of us, I don't need any recovery. I'd like things to go back normal, but there's so much out there that's not, doing well. There's a lot of people. I listen to real radio, talk radio
Mm-hmm.
throughout the day when I'm in the car, and they're just constantly taking calls from people that just when their world just kind of the
Yeah.
rug got pulled up from under
Sure.
them, and they're without everything. So
That's
Uh,
tough.
best thing you can do is find out what resources are out there, like Blue Roof and SBA.
Maybe check out
Florida
that other
Disaster.
website too. Yeah.
Probably the state of Florida. The state of Florida Gov site will
Mhm.
probably also have some
Probably. Yeah.
low interest loans as well outside of the SBA.
Sure.
I remember during the pandemic they had that as well, but
It's a limited fund type of thing, meaning you got to go for
everything's a limited fund, so that you want to get in early, get your
Yeah.
foot in the door early, and
because
make
they
sure.
will dry up.
And then it's not. It might take. I'm still waiting on payments to start
I know.
from my loan that was 2020, so it's over 2 years now.
They
they
keep
kept-
extending it.
They kept pushing it back.
Yeah.
The latest payments will start in like the end of this year,
Yeah.
and we'll see
We'll
if
see.
that changes
Yeah.
again. Because again, with this latest disaster, maybe who knows? They might go, oh, he's in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just kind of push it back a little more, or maybe
To be
or,
determined.
or maybe
Eventually get expunged.
maybe they'll just kind of like forgive, if our president's listening, if we're, maybe, being that we're Florida and all that, and maybe we'll get, kind of a reprieve from having to pay that one back. Yeah, I doubt that's going to happen. That's all right, because the payments are so dirt cheap. I'll be like, it's like my,
It'd be nothing.
it would be like my, I don't know, just like my internet bill at my house. But so, yeah, this is
Pay that with your investments.
this is fun. Well, we're 42 minutes into the show. We're gonna get away from the
I
hurricane.
was about to say it turned into a
now.
Hurricane Ian show.
Yeah, why not? So, had to talk about things. And
Sure.
so other than that, how's tricks in your
My
in
bag
your
of world.
in your investment portfolio?
Good. All my miners are doing good.
You've been
All
doing
my-
KeyX Trade as
yeah,
your
KX
latest.
Trade is my latest. So far, I haven't, uncovered any, X marks the spots here.
Well, you
Step on it and you fall in.
They're now KeyX Trade, keyxtrade.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's app driven, so and it's. Give me a quick description over it here, and I'll put it up here in the.
So it's an investment site. You invest with Bitcoin. I think you can do probably Ethereum and a couple others, but and it basically pays a percentage out and it pays daily. Now this one wraps
Right.
up like at the end of a week, like
Like
a
a
5-day
5-day.
period.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows the money per day, but doesn't all wrap together until the 5th day, and then you can either withdraw or reinvest. And so far, I actually did a withdrawal today again. Pulled out like 200,
Yeah.
and turned my investment back
so you
on.
started with 100, 200, something.
200, I think I started.
You put in 200. You made some money. You made
I did.
$20 in 5 days.
What was the total in that? I think it was like 15 or something like that.
Yeah,
It's 2%
okay.
a day, so
Okay.
whatever.
So 5 days later, you pulled money out.
Yeah, I pulled
and,
like $10 just to test the withdrawal process.
Okay.
It was pretty
So
quick, so
pretty easy in, easy out.
because it doesn't matter what it says on the page if it doesn't come back to you, it's not worth anything.
Right.
So
So KeyX, and I'm getting close to
trying it out.
trying it out for myself. But so now you're in a little heavier.
Yeah, I think I'm at like just under 900.
Yeah.
A lot of that reinvest.
Yeah.
And then I did just put
And
about
then you-
5 something.
Then you pulled some money out again.
Yeah, I pulled out today. I pulled out another 200.
Okay. And of course, it comes to you in Bitcoin.
Comes to me in Bitcoin,
So
which
you
works
pay-
for me
You pay them in Bitcoin. It
I pay
comes
'em in
back in
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Well,
because
that's
I'm going to
great.
reinvest it somewhere else more than likely.
Right.
So for me, it works out. I just I flow it from one investment to the
Bitcoin
other.
seems to be the thing to do with, when you're dealing with a lot of people just want Bitcoin now. It's going to be such a
Well, instead of
such
me
a-
like holding it and waiting for the value to go up, why not make money on it daily?
right.
So I'm kind of looking at it from a different avenue. So we'll get into the the other conversation, which
Okay.
so we were talking about Celsius,
Yeah.
and these guys were, some of the people that were big in the company were proponents of HODL, HODL, which is basically hold for life type of deal. You just keep buying Bitcoin and keep buying Bitcoin and keep buying Bitcoin. Well,
Okay.
Celsius went bankrupt.
Yeah.
And so why at that point? I say, why hold it? Why not do what we're doing with it? I make money on it daily. I can cash it out on an ATM card. I
Right.
have cash in my wallet. I don't care if it crashes a year later. By then, I would have gotten my money out of it.
Right.
And we're talking big money because we were reading an article about Celsius, and they were talking about the fact that they went bankrupt. And what was a couple weeks before they went bankrupt, one of the big CEOs,
Yeah.
it was like 10 million or something. Actually, I read another article that said that the top 3 people in the company pulled out $56 million before they stopped depositing or allowing people, their customers, to take out money. It got
So
froze.
they got out before
They got
the
out
accounts
money.
froze.
Yeah, so that's kind of, that's definitely going to have to come up because I know it's in court right now for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
That is going to have to get disclosed, and I don't know what happens then.
Well, I guess that's the
Isn't
thing.
it like insider trading? I mean, that's technically not.
That's
not legal, is it?
That's not legal.
I wouldn't
That
think it would
shouldn't
be.
legal.
Now they're
for
not
the-
U.S. based. I don't know if that matters. They're not. They're international.
Yeah, but if they're were they in bankruptcy court? Is that in
I
the
believe
US?
so. I'm not sure.
Is that a U.S. bankruptcy court? or
I'm
is
sure there's some ties between.
that- I
Yeah.
think any court in most any country is going to look at the shenanigans
Yeah.
that came with this whole thing,
Sure.
and if they're going to just forgive debt,
Yeah.
But the second they pulled out 2 weeks early,
Yeah. That kind
before they let anybody else pull out,
especially that
which
amount
means
of
they
people.
were trying to get the best value
Yeah.
for their cash out.
They just wanted money.
Well, because if everyone started cashing out,
Yeah.
the value would have dropped and
Yeah,
they would have
correct.
lost millions.
Yeah.
Now they probably would have if they just kind of told everyone to do it
Yeah.
and they lost 10% of their money. Would have been cheaper than probably winding up in some sort of legal trouble, which I hope they do.
For
You
that,
know,
yeah, that's not right.
That
I mean,
sounds.
you
that-
screw everyone else and get your money out.
I know somebody who went through something very similar to that, where people had stock options. They said don't sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course
Sure.
the company goes bankrupt. Stock's worth nothing, but
Yeah.
yet the
Everyone-
CEOs
Yeah. Got
golden
their money.
parachuted out. You
Yeah.
know, somebody I know very closely
Sure.
went through that very situation, which sucked.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is where you want
Because you're counting on that.
you want to send a group of people to their house and reclaim all that money.
That's right. Have a mortgage
And that
sale.
should be legal. That should be legal. So yeah, I just so KeyX, so far you've been in and out twice with it.
I've been out twice. I have revolving. And basically, after 5 days, I make a decision. Do I want to pull out money or am I going to
Yeah.
just turn it back on? A lot of times I turn it back on, but
I'm
I
hearing-
think.
I'm hearing Kenny Rogers, the gambler. You got to know when to hold on.
But I think
Know
I'm gonna
when to
be pulling
fold
more
on.
out. Once the amount's high enough,
Right.
the amount of profit is decent enough to start pulling it out.
Know when to walk away.
Yeah,
know
I have
when
that
to
problem.
run.
I do
But
because I go, I'm not going to invest in something. I'm going to do this, and then I turn around and invest again.
and this is based on crypto mining, right?
It is. Well, they're.
Or what else are
they
they into?
invest. I think they invest similar to some of the other ones we're in.
Like Nova
Yeah, there's an investing back
or
end.
Forex
Yeah,
or
like Forex and.
Okay.
So there's some trust involved. Obviously, I'm trusting they're doing their thing. I think they kind of get a free ride out
but
of it.
they've been responsive to you.
They've been responsive, but I think
Couldn't find anything negative about them.
as of yet, no.
and
I say that
so
because,
what else can you do? You it's got a great return. You're pulling down like 10% every 5 days.
Yeah.
And there's no weekend, so it's a continuous 5 days.
It's continuous.
So you can make money over the weekends,
Mhm.
where like Novatech or even the Forex traders that were involved with.
Yeah, because
they-
Forex closes
Yeah.
on Friday. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So
if they're strictly Forex,
so these guys are allowing you to make every 5 days, which is instead of 4 potential payments a month.
Mm-hmm.
You've
That's
got
what,
6
6, yeah.
if you're really
Diligent.
diligent, meaning every 5 days you get in there, replenish your account, and blah,
Mhm.
blah, blah. Is there any talk? I know you were talking whether or not they could auto update or auto refund.
Yeah, this one doesn't have like the automatic. No.
Yeah, top
Not-
up or whatever. No.
Nothing I've seen. No, because the top up process is a little weird. You're actually starting a new investment, which is
Right.
not a big deal. Just list them.
That's kind of good though. That
Yeah.
means you're in and out in 5 days.
Sure.
And thankfully, this kind of goes against, things like Ponzi schemes.
Sure.
Where they really a Ponzi scheme. They want you in. They're
They want you
they're
to build
paying
it up.
their first tier guys with the money they're getting from the second tier people,
Yeah.
and
And vice
so
versa,
they're constantly they're just keep taking money and paying off the front of the line and keeping them all happy
Until
which
the lights
keeps
turn off.
until they hit the wall.
Yeah.
In which case, then they run with all the money,
Yeah.
and they live incredibly well with it. And the Ponzi schemes have been going on for over 100 years. So
Surprisingly, they get away with it a lot. I guess because it's easy to hide.
yeah. All these things that we talk about, whether it's the Forex trading groups on Facebook and Novatech and now KeyX.
Got Austin Trading.
Yeah,
BSF.
sure. Yeah. So, it's definitely a no pressure.
No,
There's no pressure implemented in this thing. Sometimes you
they don't
gotta,
care.
yeah, they're out there. We catch them on their social medias outlets. So I know when like Austin Trading, when Austin's out there renting a boat, you
see it. They're taking pictures with the.
in Mexico with his
buds
buddies, I'm like, okay, I get it. You're living the big life. You're making money. Great. I don't mind that.
I don't either. As long as I get paid.
Right. But, I like the fact that KeyX lets you, gives you more control
Yeah.
without, it's almost like they don't care. Put your money in, don't put your money in. Just, and they're very responsive. The Facebook guys sometimes aren't very responsive,
yeah.
but they
It pays every day though. Every day
they
during
pay
the week.
every day, and
Even if they're not showing online or whatever. So there's obviously someone managing the house.
yeah, so they're
While he's
definitely
on his
keeping
boat.
it going, and yeah, and
But that's what big bosses do, right?
they live the big life.
They go on
you
the
know.
boats while everyone else works.
I just friends of mine that I've told about this, they go, "Oh, sounds like a Ponzi scheme,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I don't think so.
I can see why
because,
you'd be scared, but
Absolutely, absolutely. And the only thing that we don't really have is that credential
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
of what their money,
Of
what
the
they
face.
traded,
yeah.
the specific trade that got them in trouble, or we don't have that information.
No.
So it's a bit of a leap of faith,
Sure.
but I'm
Yeah,
liking
but the minimum investment is $300.
Yeah.
If you're into any kind of investing, that's a bargain.
Yeah.
To be able to put 300 in and just sit on it and get 120 a month, even
Yeah.
if you did nothing else,
Yeah.
120 every month.
So you got
Why
me,
not start
you got
there?
me involved in 1, 2, 3. Eventually with KeyX Trade will be 4.
Yeah.
Most of these are paying now. Novatech is not paying, as big a percent. They're more
I
like
know.
12% a month.
Yeah, which is
But
still great.
Still, I just leave it in pretty much autopilot. I try and get there as often as I can and re-up, and for as little as I've got into it, I'm not too worried about
Sure.
what the end result's going to be.
Yeah. Well, because in 10 weeks you can recoup your money.
Yeah.
So, no
Uh,
matter what your starting amount is.
Yeah, I have to look and see. I haven't been in a couple weeks. I didn't go in last week because of the hurricane.
Oh, Novatech? Yeah, well, Novatech's a little different,
But yeah.
but
so
they're the same type concept. They're traders.
maybe we just been lucky. You picked some. I think they're winners.
I'm trying to vet them as best I can.
Yeah.
It's hard because I've
And
picked some stingers.
Somebody comes along and yeah, and they definitely do. But yeah, so KeyX.
The trick
seems
is
kinda-
find ones that have low investments, so you don't have to find out the hard way. If it's a $300 in, you're out 300.
right.
Any investment that it is a risk you can
And maybe
lose.
there needs to be a new vetting process, that eventually we'll get to. But
Sure.
first of all, social media, you can't hide from bad social media. You just can't.
Correct, yeah.
You can't. Now you can, and here's
Well,
the other
complete
thing.
name change.
If
but-
someone's gonna, if you're gonna invest with like look like $300,
Mhm.
and someone's gonna walk away with that,
Yeah.
well,
Have at it, man.
that you know what? If someone made off with your 300, then can you imagine the identity change you're gonna
Yeah.
have to do
Yeah, just for that stupidity.
just to pull $300?
But $300 times 100,000 people.
Yeah, but that's assuming.
but that's assuming, yeah.
That's a big assumption.
Yeah.
More like maybe 10 people.
Yeah.
But what
Or even
a person
1,000
would
still.
have to do to fake something like that. Now, granted, they do, and I'm sure there's lots of them
happens.
out there. But
Some people think bigger though.
yeah,
You know. They ride it until they get people that are investing, 30,000s, and then you have 10, 15, 20 people like that. Then the numbers grow.
and then they disappear. So
Yeah.
any of these could still be a
Sure.
a rug pull or whatnot. I don't
But
I don't
we're pulling
think
our
so.
profits.
as
along
long as
the way.
as long as I have control of my profits right now. It's
Yeah,
sitting in.
comes direct to your wallet.
Speaking of that, Bitcoin's up this week,
It was actually.
which means my dividend payments looked a little beefier in the last few days because
Nice.
it jumped up and I go, oh, there's a couple $100 extra from Bitcoin going up. Now it could go the other way in a few days when it drops down to 18 or 19. But
yeah.
I'm thrilled with that. And let's see. Speaking, I never look anymore. I've still got my crypto out there on Coinbase,
Uh-huh.
and unfortunately I never look. So,
Oh, is that the free stuff you got from signing
I'm
up?
not even signed in yet. So this is not me.
Mm.
This is just whatever. This is just. But I was mostly like, where are the
Well, just as an example, we were kind
where is
of
it?
talking
I'm
before
trying to
the
see it.
show. I'm at the point where I'm pulling I'm pulling over 1,100 a week, and I'm taking out 1,000 a week now, and just driving my debt down.
Yep. I told you
So-
that. That's me. You're taking my advice.
That's
Get
right.
out of your debt.
So yeah, I've actually paid off my Home Depot card. That was about 1,200. Paid off another card. It was only a couple hundred. My bike should be paid off this month,
Nice.
and a good portion, a good number on my highest credit card, and then I think I'm down to 4, minus my mortgage and my solar.
God, Ethereum. I remember that was like $4,000.
Oh yeah, where's it at now?
1355.
Well, there's a couple things there, obviously, because they did the conversion
Yeah.
that they've been working on, and I don't know all the details on it, so I don't know exactly, because I don't like Ethereum, so I don't touch Ethereum.
Right.
I
Click
didn't
on
like it because
price.
they tend to have higher gas fees. Everything you do costs you more,
Yeah.
so I kind of stay away from
The
it.
reigning
there.
leader on Coinbase is actually this called Xmon.
Never heard of it.
Never heard. 21 grand. 21,339.
Oh wow,
So
the heck
it's
is
out.
that?
It's outperforming Bitcoin. But they
Wonder
probably,
for how long or
Yeah.
how long it's been around, that kind of thing. But
Yeah. And then if I go in the other direction, I like to
Still
to
Shiba's
look
still
at
on the bottom?
Shiba's still on the bottom. Let's see the magic and the drum roll, please.
yeah,
There's Shiba Inu. It's down. I
don't-
saw it was
I don't
up.
care.
and
I'm
it's
still getting
down.
there. I'm getting the interest. Mine's
Zero,
growing.
0.0011. That's not great.
The same
but-
with Doge and Shiba. They can sit like that for years. They're still talking about Shiba getting to $1,
yeah.
but
Oh, if
but
it-
that's
that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's
Yeah.
going to park. I'm just going to park it. Shiba's. You know what? If that gets to $1, wow.
Dean's gonna retire.
Oh yeah. I mean, That's $20 million.
Yeah,
That's $20 million. So the problem is if
I
it
don't know
gets
if you
to-
could sell all that at once.
if
though,
it
'cause
gets
someone's
to-
got to buy it.
if it gets to 50 cents, that's my problem. If it gets
Yeah.
to 50 cents, I'll probably sell it.
You'll start getting.
So all of a sudden now
maybe
I
I'll
just,
do
I just
10,000. Let me
lost
start
10
with 10,000.
I just lost $10 million. Damn it.
You can do it in stages. Take 10,000 at a time.
Oh yeah. You
So
could-
you
you
don't want to
could-
crash the market.
No, you don't.
may
'cause
already
if all of
crash
a
by then.
sudden, but you know what? how many, of course, I'm not going to be the only one because there's
Yeah.
a lot of
No, a
people
lot of people doing the same thing. Yeah.
buying it right now just because it's so dirt cheap.
There's probably more that bought it even cheaper than you did. So they probably have a trillion more.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So I'm, so, but globally, yes. Yeah, hopefully you want people to hold out and say, no, it's going to hit $10 or $5 or something. And they're just going to hold out. But for me,
Mm-hmm.
it gets over a penny, I'm going to start thinking.
Yeah. Sure.
If it gets to over a penny,
Hey, maybe
gets to a
you know what?
dime, I'm like,
I really need a car now. I'm gonna sell
Yeah.
15,000.
yeah, I would. I think I'd probably and of course, yeah, right. Just because I want to sell it doesn't mean anyone's going to buy it at that.
Yeah, I mean,
number.
there's gotta be someone to take the offload from it, but there's generally always people buying.
There's a lot of coins out there that are under a penny, less than a penny, a fraction of a penny. And
Sometimes it's a chance thing. You go, all right, you know what? Maybe I'll put $10 on one of these just to see what it does.
yeah, I've lost on so many of these Alchemy Pay
Yeah.
and Gin and.
We're in an off time in this market right now, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Chances are
trying to.
there's gonna be a bull run again, and when it is, you're gonna see all these coins probably going back up.
Trying to find when my friend, the one I sold. Or is it? Wow, there's a lot of coins out there. I'm on page 2. I haven't even hit 13 cents. Probably getting close to
Algo.
Algorand.
I forget where it was at.
Phew, all these are at 30 cents. When I got in, these were like at 30 cents.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I need to get to page 4. Wow, I can't believe how cheap these coins are. So, yeah, that's why I don't get on here anymore. Just 'cause Decentraland's down to 70 cents. That's the one I got in at like 20, 30 cents.
Yeah.
Then it went up to like $3-4.
Yeah.
And then it dropped crazily. So I don't.
That's the problem with holding forever. Now you got to wait it out to decide. Do you want to wait till it goes up again, or because you could have really sold it at $4 and bought it back at 70.
Oh, look at this. Cardano's at 43 cents.
Ooh, that hurts.
That's got to be a painful thing to see.
Hopefully your brother doesn't still own some.
Yeah. Well, that's just it.
Of course, he could have got it even cheaper than that.
Yeah, likely. I'm still trying to find my Algorand, but I guess I could just type it in. But
Yeah, I've never been fluent with searching on Coinbase. I don't really use Coinbase that often. The only thing I use it for is their free courses they pay for.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I go on there is when I notice there's free courses.
I must have passed by it because.
If you haven't done it, there's probably some more free courses on there. By the way, it's about $9 worth.
All right, we do a search. I just have to know.
Algo.
ALGO.
Yeah, I think my buddy's still in Algo.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously I think he's stuck to the point where he's not willing to take the loss, so he's got to kind of sit on it.
Coin market cap. What am I hitting here? What is this?
34 cents.
Yeah, not great.
Oosh.
I guess I'm pretty glad I sold it like 70 cents.
Yeah, you were lucky to get out when you did.
And then I put it into
even if
one
you took
that
a loss.
actually. But I didn't, because I didn't cash it out. I just converted it to something that was giving me interest.
Yeah.
So, and then that was down as well. So when that goes up, which I assume will go up, then.
Well, you'll own more because you're getting paid interest.
So yeah,
I like interest.
I have no Algorand. I might have $1 worth of Algorand right now, just because I couldn't sell it all. But that's the idea. Is this was fun to. When I got in, and of course I was making money because the numbers are going up, and then all of a sudden they plateaued, and then they crashed, and then I had to just stop looking at Coinbase. And the only time I happened to see was I never thought I'd be in Bitcoin, and here I am in Bitcoin. Mostly just, and right now I've got Bitcoin and it's making money. So, through the.
I mean, that's just the funding source, but
yeah.
And the return source. But.
No, it's great, So here I am. It's 9:00, 9:04.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So put everyone to sleep.
I think so. Everyone stopped chatting. It was like, oh God, they're talking about, you know.
I guess we have to talk about catastrophes more often.
Yeah. Everybody has something in common when it comes to catastrophes. You know.
Appreciate the convo though.
Yeah, it's been fun. I like the chatting. I guess we need to do more weather reports, huh? Because everyone went to. Oh, look, Maria, Bitcoin.
I can't say that. It makes me too much money.
Yeah,
I really can't. I mean, it's.
Everyone's doing that. My brother's probably like nose up to the ceiling,
Yeah.
sleeping with the TV on. Oh well. Anyways.
Oh, have a good night. He's here.
Oh, busted again. Yeah. All right. Well,
You have a good night too, sir.
this show was not brought to you by Zaxby's.
It was not.
Incredibly sweet drinks and fatty foods, but you know what?
Hey,
All right.
you only
Once
live
in a
once.
while. Yeah. Only live once. So have a good night, Donnie. Have a good night, Maria. Have a good night, Naja, and everybody
Everyone else.
that was too afraid to start chatting in. So we have such fun doing this. That's why we come back every week. And, you know, part of why we do this is we learn by doing. And, you know, hey, it's making us money. We are not, I'll repeat, we are not financial advisors.
Correct.
We are only saying this worked for us. And,
We were crazy fools enough to try it.
and we are crazy fools enough to try it. So that's all I got. I got no more.
Everyone have a good night.
Good night, everyone.